2, 3, 4. Thank y'all. Thank y'all so much. We greatly appreciate that, and man, we always enjoy coming here. And for the folks that haven't seen us play before, people sometimes ask Steve and I why we wear baseball caps, and they say, "Now, when you play like the Smithsonian or some real fancy place, do you always wear your baseball cap?" And, well, we do, but when we play somewhere like that, these are actually Carolina toupees. And Steve and I both need them, so that's why we got them. Well, I had the great blessing of, even though I'm a piano player, one of my biggest influences was a guitarist named Doc Watson. And I had the great blessing, thank y'all. I had the great blessing of getting to play music with Doc all my life. And here's an old tune I used to do with Doc. Sunny day, yeah, my sweetheart left me. Well, she went away. Now she's gone, and I don't worry. I'm sitting on top of the world. She called me up from down in El Paso. She said, "I'll come back, Daddy. Whoa, I need you so." Now she's gone, and I don't worry. I'm sitting on top of the world. Mr. Lewis. the peaches made. Now she's gone and I don't worry. I'm sitting on top of the world. Let's play some blues now. I'm going to catch me a freight train. I've been working too hard. Now she's gone and I don't worry. I'm sitting on top of the world. Now she's gone and I don't worry. I'm sitting on top of the world. Thank y'all. Well, coming from the mountains of North Carolina, up in the Blue Ridge there, my folks had a family music store there, and there was guitar players in there and fiddlers and things. And one of the things I started doing on the piano was playing fiddle tunes. So I'm going to do an old fiddle tune here for you. And this is a song that it's kind of like the most famous fiddle song, but in bluegrass or country, but you don't hear it too often on the piano. This is an old tune called the Orange Blossom Special. Thank you. I appreciate the confidence. I always just like to say those are my Ray Charles licks before I get going here. Just to warm up. Thank y'all. think we played that fast enough, Steve.
Who kicked that off anyway?
Yeah, I know. Well, anyhow, I want to feature Steve on a song right here. You've already heard what a great guitarist he is, and he's a great flat picker. He also does some thumb picking as well. But by the way, I always mentioned the guitar he's playing tonight, a friend of ours built. His name's Wayne Henderson, and he builds a lot of guitars, and it's an awesome guitar. But this is an old tune. There's a style of guitar playing called cross picking, and it's a very intricate style of playing the guitar in which you're taking the flat pick and going back and forth between the strings. That's kind of what I know about it anyhow, and I really enjoy listening to Steve play this song. So this is his version of Angeline the Baker. Thank y'all. Appreciate you liking that old Floyd Kramer tune there. Well, we're going to get Josh to sing a song right here. He's a really good singer, and here's how we mostly learn our songs. We were listening to, I don't know if it was XM radio or listening to a CD, but we heard a tune that Doc recorded one time called the Greenville Trestle, and then we kind of learned it going down the road, and now we played it a couple times, and so we've had a lot of rehearsal, so we're looking forward to this, as you can tell. So this is a great old tune, so we'll feature Josh on this song. It's an old tune called the Greenville Trestle High.
Watch the trains as they go by, and the whistle's lonesome sound you could hear for miles around as they rode across that Greenville Trestle High. But the whistles don't sound like they used to. Lately not many trains go by. Hard times across the land mean no work for a railroad man, and the Greenville Trestle now don't seem so high. On the riverbank I'd stand with a cane pole in my hand. I'd watch the trains up against the sky, with the black smoke trailing back as they moved along the track, rolled across that Greenville Trestle High. But the whistles don't sound like they used to. Lately not many trains go by. Hard times across the land mean no work for a railroad man, and the Greenville Trestle now don't seem so high. When the lonesome whistle whined, I'd get rambling on my mind. Lord, I wish they still sounded that way. When I turned head for home, Lord, she'd rumble low and long, past the sunset at the close of day. But the whistles don't sound like they used to. Lately, not many trains go by. Hard times across the land mean no work for a railroad man, and the Greenville Trestle now don't seem so high. And the Greenville Trestle now don't seem so high. Thank you.
Well, thank y'all so much. Well, wherever we travel, we kind of like to tell folks about the Blue Ridge Mountains, where we come from in North Carolina here. And I'm sure if you were here last year, you may have heard this story, but it's the one we like to tell that kind of tells a little bit about where we're from. And I always like to tell folks that when I was growing up in those mountains, my grandparents, everybody had a garden that I knew, and everybody grew their own vegetables. And everybody did a lot of canning. I don't know if anybody still does any of that. You know, the ball jars and everything. I see a few people raising your hands. I mean, I guarantee you my grandmother probably had enough green beans in her basement to last 5 or 6 years. You know what I'm saying? I mean, she had it going on. Everybody was prepared. So they were telling me a long time ago about this snowstorm that came back in 1960, and it snowed for 5 or 6 weeks straight up in the mountains of North Carolina, and it just continually snowed. And it got so bad they had to try to figure out a way to feed livestock and do all that sort of thing. But they got real concerned about this one elderly lady that lived up on top of one of the mountains there. Nobody had heard from her in 2 or 3 weeks, and they got very concerned. So they said, we might better fly in the American Red Cross and see if she's okay. So they got a helicopter, And they landed, and they got within maybe about a mile of her house, and they had to, kind of hike through the snow to get to her house. And once they finally got to her house, after a couple hours, they had to shovel the snow off the porch to get the old screen door open. And they finally got the screen door open. They knocked on the door, and nobody came to the door. They knocked on the door again. She finally came to the door, and they said, "Ma'am, we're from the American Red Cross." And she said, "Well, I'm sorry, honey. I just can't give anything this year. It's been a pretty bad winter." Steve, I think that's a true story, actually. We're going to do an old swing tune right here. Thank y'all.
Very much.
Well, Steve, how about grabbing the banjo there? I think it's time to do one on the banjo here in a second. And while he's getting the banjo prepared there, I'm going to do one song on the piano that I try to do everywhere we go every now and then. But that music store back in those days, they also, not only did they sell Martin guitars and Gibsons and pianos and everything, but We also sold albums. Anybody remember what those were? Big round flat things that had music on them. And I remember looking in that record store, and it had this jazz record in there, and I thought, well, that's kind of interesting. I'm going to try to play that. And it was an old Dave Brubeck record. And I remember it had a piano riff. It sounded something like this. I thought that was real interesting because it was in this real strange time signature, like 5/4. And then I kept listening to the record, and then when the melody came in, it was a saxophone player. I think it was Paul Desmond, I think. And heaven knows me and Josh and Steve can't afford to carry around a saxophone player for just one song. So I was thinking to myself, I'm just going to have to learn both parts at the same time. Now, I'll be real honest with y'all. This doesn't always go that great. But y'all seem like a really nice bunch, so y'all just hang with me, all right? Thank you, I'll take it. Well, one thing we try to do as a band, we've been playing together for quite some time now, and we always look for ways that maybe makes us unique. Sometimes it's maybe our instrumentation of piano and guitar and banjo and bass and things, but we think this next thing might really be it. We've done a lot of research throughout the history of music. Seriously, throughout the history of music, we can almost guarantee that we're the only band in the world that goes from Dave Brubeck to Earl Scruggs. Thank you very much. And we're proud of it, too. Absolutely. So we have the two-time national champions on the five-string banjo over here. We always like to start with the banjo national anthem. Here's a little Foggy Mountain breakdown for y'all.
across the ocean if I don't change my notion. Just got to forget you if I can. Well, I'm feeling so blue, I don't know what to do, because I'm head over heels in love with you. Sad and lonely, 'cause I'm thinking of you only. I can't go to sleep when I lay down. Well, I'm feeling so blue, I don't know what to do, 'cause I'm head over heels in love with you. This life ain't worth living. I have to sit and worry over you. Well, I'm feeling so blue, I don't know what to do, because I'm head over heels in love with you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Well, we always like to include a Flat and Scruggs tune because we find that, I'm sure when folks were driving to the concert tonight, the one thing they were hoping to hear was some Flat and Scruggs on the piano. So there you go. That's pretty funny, it is. Well, I'd like to do one original song for you, if y'all don't mind. And we got done with a new CD a little over a year ago. It's called Made in the Blue Ridge. And we went in the studio and cut it in a couple days. And we try to cut our CDs just like the show. We try to keep them kind of spontaneous. We kind of just record live in the studio. And but this is a song I wrote several years ago, and it's an instrumental I wrote. And there's a community on the North Carolina-Virginia border called Grassy Creek, and after writing the music, I thought that'd be a good title. So here's a little tune called Grassy Creek. Thank you. Well, we appreciate that very much, and got time for a couple more songs before intermission, and would like to let y'all know that we do have CDs. I've got a couple of CDs here tonight. Made in the Blue Ridge is the new one, and Steve and Josh are both on my CDs, but don't let that stop you from buying one. And
Every time.
Every time.
and Steve will tell you about our money-back guarantee too, as well. So.
I think we're kind of proud of this. I think we're the only people that offer this. It is an exclusive, complete satisfaction guarantee with each CD purchase that you make. And feel free to buy all you want, because we don't have any more use for them, actually. We've already heard them. But if you buy one of our CDs, if for any reason you do not like this CD, if you will send it back to us, we'll send you a CD we don't like. Thank you.
Can't beat that, Steve. I'll tell you, I was looking at the clock, Steve. We'll do one more song here before intermission, and we'll be right back after this song. And would like to let y'all know, while we're doing a little advertising here, you can find out where we're playing. It's our website's jefflittle.net. Our schedule's there, and I'll tell you something interesting. We are so up to date, we started a Facebook page. We're right on top of it, on the cutting edge. I know, that's unbelievable. Now, of course, none of us do it. My wife does it, actually. So, but I remember a few months ago, she said, "Jeff, y'all really need a Facebook page." She said, "People can, you can post notices on there where you're going to be playing, all that." And she's telling me how it worked. And all of a sudden, she said, "People can go on there and like you."
Back up? What?
I said, "Back up. What did you say?" She said, "Then go on there and like you." I said, "That sounds pretty cool to me." I said, "Well, can they really go on there and dislike you?" And she said, "Well, not really." And I said, "Well, set it up then." So you can just kind of look up the Jeff Little Trio. We do have a Facebook page, and we do try to, well, actually Sharon keeps it very up to date for us, so that's what we do too. We'll do one more song before intermission. This is a song we learned just a couple of weeks ago, and I heard Steve playing this one night in a sound check, and it was a great banjo song, and I thought it might work well for the piano. So first of all, we want to thank y'all so much for coming out to hear us play tonight. We're having a great time, y'all. But we'll do this one and take a little break, and we'll be back in just a few minutes. This is an old tune called the Shenandoah Breakdown. So much. We'll be back in just a few minutes. Thank you. Steve on this first song of the second set. This is an old tune that Doc used to call Nothing to It. say, walking in Jerusalem just like John. I'll meet you there on Judgment Day, walking in Jerusalem just like John. I wanna be ready, I wanna be ready, I wanna be ready, Lord, walking in Jerusalem just like John. Some come crippled and some come lame, walking in Jerusalem just like John. And some come walking in Jesus' name, walking in Jerusalem just like John. I wanna be ready, I wanna be ready, I wanna be ready, Lord, walking in Jerusalem just like John. All right, Steve. Before I do, walking in Jerusalem just like John. Well, tell my friends I'm a coming too, walking in Jerusalem just like John. I wanna be ready, I wanna be ready, I wanna be ready, Lord, walking in Jerusalem just like John. Just like John, walking in Jerusalem just like John, walking in Jerusalem just like John. Thank you. Thank you so much. Well, we have a birthday that I think we ought to recognize tonight, and I think her name is Sarah Davis. Do I have that right? Where is Sarah? Where is Sarah Davis? We're back there? Okay. Well, here's what we're going to do. I think we should all sing Happy Birthday to Sarah. Y'all ready? Oh, thank you. So we're in the key of G, so here we go. Happy birthday. Happy birthday, Sarah. Well, I'd like to do a song right now that I'm going to dedicate to my son Luke, who was up here selling CDs earlier. And it's interesting, we've been playing together so long that I used to set Luke on the CD table without any shoes to sell CDs. But now I guess it's for the college fund. Actually, maybe even better, Steve, he just got his learner's permit. I'm sure my insurance is going to, y'all tell me how that works when that happens. So anyhow, Luke's starting to play a little bit of mandolin, and he heard a David Grisman record the other day, and one of David Grisman's songs that we do from time to time is a tune called EMD. So we'll do this one for you, Luke. That last chord, man. Thank y'all. Thank y'all. So that's for you, Luke. You do a great job helping us out here, man. We really appreciate that. So let's get Josh to sing another song. This is kind of an old bluegrass tune, and we've only done this one a couple of times, but we're just having a really good time tonight. So I think it'd be a good time to try this. What key, Josh?
G. About G.
G. All right.
The people's chord.
Yeah. We just figured out what key to play it in. That was just rehearsal. Thank you so much.
It's a lonesome feeling when you're traveling down Lonesome Road, down Lonesome Road. Nobody cares a thing about you. It's heavy load, it's heavy load. I wish that I was in Kentucky with Papa and Mama dear. Papa's gone now, and so is Mama. And Kentucky's a long way from here. It's a lonesome feeling when you're traveling down Lonesome Road, down Lonesome Road. Nobody cares a thing about you. It's heavy load, it's heavy load. Heavy load, it's heavy load. Lonesome feeling when you're traveling down Lonesome Road, down Lonesome Road. Nobody cares a thing about you. It's heavy load, it's heavy load. It's heavy load, it's heavy load.
Thank you.
Well, I'd like to do one tune here on the piano that's a little bit different. It's been almost 20 years ago, but I had a great opportunity. The National Council for the Traditional Arts asked me to go out and play piano with, they had a tour they put together, and they put together the original Sun Rhythm section. It was all those musicians that got to play on the records in Memphis with Elvis and Jerry Lee and Johnny Cash and all that, and so it was really cool to get to go out with the original innovators of that music that made those recordings. We did some shows together, and my musician friends kept saying, was that really cool to play those shows with them? I said, that was pretty cool, but the stories on the bus was the best part about everything they did back in that time back in Memphis. But lots of times being a piano player, I get asked if I can do some old Fats Domino or some old Jerry Lee Lewis or something like that, and I tell them not really. Thank you very much. Thank you. I tell you, I really don't know that song, but I tell you what, let's do it together. Here we go. Y'all help us now. Y'all help me now. I found my thrill. I hear you. Stood still, that's right. The moon stood still on Blueberry Hill. It lingered until our dreams came true. Here comes the bridge, let's try it, y'all. Oh, the wind and the wind. Sweet melody. Oh, but all of those vows we made were never to be. Though we're apart, I think. Though we're apart, you're part of me still. Y'all take it home now.
I think that was the best ever, don't you, Jeff?
That was the best we've ever heard. I'm not kidding.
Yeah, that was.
I mean,
the best.
That was on top. That was. Well, I want to talk about this piano. This piano is over 100 years old, and it's hanging in there pretty good. It's doing a good job tonight. Until now, because I'm going to do a Jerry Lee Lewis tune right here. So. But we, sometimes if you're doing some old rockabilly or blues or that kind of music and you're going back in that time, I'm going to do one Jerry Lee Lewis song, and wherever I travel, I preface this by saying I don't do it anything like Jerry Lee Lewis. This must be the Appalachian version of a Jerry Lee Lewis song. But if you're going to do that sort of thing, I think the first thing you have to do is lay down some low-down mean notes, something like this. Kind of gets you right here, doesn't it? And then you got to get the left hand happening something like, something like this. I said, oh, come along, baby, a whole lot of shaking going on. I said, oh, come along, baby, a whole lot of shaking going on. Come on up, a whole lot of shaking going on. I said, oh, come along, baby, we got chicken in the pond. I said, oh, come along, baby, we got the bull by the horn. Come on up, a whole lot of shaking going on. Now here comes Jerry Lee. part, sort of. But I thought I better put the Appalachian part in, and it came out like this right here. Chicken in the barn, who's a bummer by my barn? Come along, baby, we got the bull by the horn. Come on up, a whole lot of shaking's going on. Thank y'all. I'm going to get Steve to kick off a tune here. One thing we haven't done tonight is kind of like an old-time tune. We used to hear a lot of fiddlers play old-time kind of fiddle tunes, and this is one we enjoy playing. It's got a little bit more of a Celtic kind of feel to it. This is one called Whiskey Before Breakfast.
I like this song too.
Is that y'all's favorite song or something? Thank you. Well, Steve, let's grab the 5-string there here and people sometimes ask us, we do get, by the way, if you go to my website, which is jefflittle.net, if you'll send an email there and have any questions about what we do, just feel free to send an email and my people will get back with you, of course. I am my people. Thank you. I knew you knew that was coming.
They thought that was a little funny before the punchline.
I
didn't
know.
they, Jack?
They were laughing. They knew what was coming. That was kind of scary. I'd like to do a banjo tune right here. Let's go ahead and get in the key of A right there, Steve, and let's do this old Ralph Stanley tune right here. And I love this old song. It's a unique banjo tune. It's not like a lot that you hear, and it's an old tune called the Clinch Mountain Backstep. And I remember we were in New Mexico, I think, playing, and they were playing this at sound check, and I thought, man, I really love that song. So this is actually on the new CD as well. It's one called the Clinch Mountain Backstep. We tune because we care.
For all you music scholars, this song is basically an A pentatonic scale.
What does that mean, Steve?
I don't know. That was our public service announcement for the evening.
Thank you.
There's a well-beaten path on this old mountain mountainside where I wandered when I was a lad. There I wandered alone to the place I called home, those Blue Ridge hills far away. Oh, I love those hills for Virginia. From those Blue Ridge hills I did roam. When I die, won't you bury me on the mountain, far away near my Blue Ridge mountain home. Well, my thoughts wandered back to that ramshackle shack, those memories of days gone by. There my mother and dad are laying there to rest. They're sleeping in peace together there. Oh, I love those hills for Virginia. From those Blue Ridge hills I did roam. When I die, won't you bury me on the mountain, far away near my Blue Ridge mountain home. Longing for days gone by. When I die, won't you bury me on that old mountainside, make my resting place upon the hill so high. Oh, I love those hills for Virginia. From those Blue Ridge hills I did roam. When I die, won't you bury me on the mountain, far away near my Blue Ridge mountain home. Virginia, from those Blue Ridge hills I did roam. When I die, won't you bury me on the mountain, far away near my Blue Ridge mountain home, far away near my Blue Ridge mountain home.
Thank you.
Josh Scott on the vocal there, y'all. Well, we've got time for probably a couple more songs here as we're working toward the end of the evening. And one thing we always like to do wherever we travel, and we already see how great y'all sing, but we always like to include a gospel song or a hymn wherever we play. And the reason we like to do that is we just like to give thanks for this great blessing to get to play music and to get to have wonderful nights like this. And so we're getting ready to do a couple little gospel tunes here. And it's interesting. I go to a little church way out in the country, and been going there for a lot of years now. And a couple of years ago, our piano player, we live so far out we don't call him a pianist, it's a piano player. And anyhow, she got to where she couldn't play anymore, and they said, well, Jeff said, maybe you could play on some Sunday mornings maybe when you're not out on the road. And I said, well, maybe I could. And they said, now, got to ask you something. Can you read music? And I said, well, not enough to hurt my playing. But I said, if y'all don't mind singing the top 40 hymns of all time, I've got you covered. So now if they know I'm going to be there on Sunday, you know, we kind of pick out one we all know. And then I put a hymn book up there one Sunday. He said, well, Jeff, you're not playing at anything like the hymn book. Why do you have to have the hymn book up there? I said, well, I have to know how many verses it is so I'll know when to stop. So that's actually been a great blessing. But we do like to do a little gospel song or hymn. And the only thing we ask here is that y'all help us sing these. We're going to start with an old Carter family song right here. Well, I was standing by my window on a cold and cloudy day when I saw that hearse running, oh, to carry my mother away. Y'all help us now. Will the circle be unbroken by and by, Lord, by said, listen, well, Undertaker, would you please drive slow for that body that you're carrying? Oh, I hate to see her go. Y'all help us. Will the circle be unbroken by and by, Lord, by and by? I hear you. There's a better home awaiting in the sky, Lord, in the sky. Y'all sound really good. Let's do another one while we're doing it here. I tell you what, guys, let's pick the tempo up just a little bit. Did y'all see how we did that? That's because we're professionals. That is pretty funny. Y'all help us now. Here we go. Well, one black morning when this life is o'er, I'll fly away to a land on God's celestial shore. I'll fly away. Y'all sing it now. Amen. I hear you. When I die, hallelujah, by and by, I'll fly away. All right, Steve. Well, just a few more weary days and then I'll fly away to a land where joy shall never end. I'll fly away. All right. In the morning when I die, hallelujah, by and by, I'll fly away. Well, when I die, hallelujah, by and by, I'll fly away. Awesome singing, y'all. Well, we'd like to do one more song this evening. We've had absolutely a great time. And before we do our last song, I'm not just saying this is one of our favorite places to play. One of the reasons is because Jeremy does such an unbelievable job with the sound. It's always wonderful to play. Another reason, Beth and the whole staff here is always just great to us. And I hope it's okay, but I think we're already invited back next year. So we're looking forward to it. So come see us. And we love it every chance we have. We do. But anyhow, and I think we did this song last year, but if you've never heard us play, I got to tell this story here. We did this song kind of by accident one night, and the tune is called Dueling Banjos. And somebody came up, and they said, maybe you could try that on the banjo and the piano. And I said, well, we can try it. And so we did it one night, and everybody seemed to like it really good. And what made it so great is Steve hates this song. Which actually just tickles me and Josh to death. And then we got to doing it so much we started closing our shows with it. Plus, I'm feeling pretty good tonight, Steve. I think I'm in pretty good form. I'm ready to go. So we've had a great time. So here's a little dueling banjos on the banjo and the piano here. You ready, Steve?
The big brown thing over there.
Yeah. This is a tall one. Hang on.
That's my cue there.
Led Zeppelin.
Old time music.
Old time music. That's all right, I got it. Thank y'all. Thank y'all so much. We'll do one more. I tell you what, give me 30 seconds here. You know something? I've got something I want to do real quick. Give me 30 seconds.
Thank you all so much for coming out and supporting live music in your community, and we appreciate it, and all the people we owe money appreciate it. And if y'all find yourselves at a music festival or a venue in the future, and y'all see that we're not on the bill to perform there, we'd appreciate it if y'all make a big nasty scene about it.
Thank y'all. We're more than glad to do one more song. Well, we're going to try to play a little harmonica and piano at the same time here. That's pretty close there, guys. One more quick little story. My wife's from out in Lubbock, Texas, West Texas, and when I met her, I was a musician working in Nashville, and it's been a long time ago, but I think it's always a parent's dream when their daughter comes back to Lubbock, Texas, and says, I'm marrying a musician from Nashville. I think that's... So once we got past that, we were going to have the wedding there in Nashville. I said, you know what, I'm going to impress my new in-laws. I'm going to go in the recording studio, which I was doing a lot of stuff like that, and I'm going to record my own wedding music. So my new in-laws will be so impressed. So I recorded all this beautiful music, and the bridesmaids were coming down the aisle and everything. And then Sharon and her father were at the back of the church. They put in the next CD. I was waiting for them at the front of the church. And right when they got up to the front of the church, it sounded something like this. That's the same reaction the church had except for her father. But since I was from Tennessee and she was from Texas, we're going to finish up the night with an old Jimmy Rogers tune. This is our version of T for Texas. Thank y'all so much for coming out to hear us play tonight.
Thank you.
We appreciate it. Some blues, Steve. I'll tell it, son. I'd rather drink that muddy water straight out of a hollow log. Rather drink that muddy water straight out of a hollow log.